Starting sometime this year, New York is going to implement something called congestion pricing, which is during rush hour below 60th Street, they're going to levy some sort of a fine on people that are driving in New York City at those hours. Now, there are so many problems with this for me. First of all, the real problem for me is the authoritarian nature of having my license plate photographed every time I cross Manhattan, which is, there's nothing you could do about that. Now they're going to have me from another vantage point. And to say nothing about the absolute corruption of the MTA and the fact that they've been under investigation for many years, with all sorts of, just Google it if you want to find out. They've received $15 billion of COVID money from the government, and I think an additional $2 billion from the government. That said, they have a solution to congestion in the city. They're going to start giving fines to people. Now, here in New Jersey, we still have the same infrastructure that we've had since the 40s and the 50s, but that nobody's stopping builders from building houses on every square inch of the town that I live in, and that's okay. But now all of a sudden they want to do something about congestion. They don't want to worry about maybe cleaning house and getting rid of people in the MTA that they don't need. You know, the guys that are making $300,000 a year for sitting around doing nothing. So, this is surely going to hurt small businesses. My friend Tom Semioli and I and David Gross, we're regulars at Arturo's in Manhattan. We go almost every Wednesday night. And it's, since the pandemic, we've been making a point of getting together whenever possible in the spirit of fellowship to see our good friend Paul Nowinski, perhaps one of the finest bass players in New York. And we love to see him play. And we love to eat the great pizza and the food. We've become friends with Karen, the owner. And we pretty much have a table reserved every Wednesday night, like big shots. I'm like Michael Eisner at Spago. And this is good for everything. This is good for her business. This is good for our souls. It's restorative and cathartic. But now these idiots want to make a toll. I don't know how much it's going to be. So can I pay it? Yeah, I can pay it. But I don't know if I want to do it on principle. So I have to make a decision based on how this all fleshes out. Do I want to continue to go every Wednesday to support this restaurant, Arturo's, and my friend Paul, and talk about bass with Tom Semioli and John Conti and David C. Gross, or what? So we're going to see how it works out. I have another suggestion for the people of New York. Rather than congestion pricing, they should pay me a fee to come in New York City. Because in case you haven't been in New York lately, it's absolutely horrible. The air is permeated with the smell of marijuana and urine. There are more homeless people right now roaming around New York City than I've ever seen in my life. And I've lived in this area my whole life. I don't think it can be a reflection of Mayor Adams, because actually I like Mayor Eric Adams. Had I been a New York resident, he was the guy I would have voted for. I know he's opposed to this congestion pricing, and I'm not going to lay the blame of New York, 8 years of Bill de Blasio. This guy's just come into office and he's inherited not the greatest situation. I'm hoping that he's going to advocate for doing whatever he can to make this levy this fine, make it low, make it something that we can afford. Because if I have to pay $23 in addition to the $17 that I have to pay to cross the GW Bridge, I'm gonna have to reconsider things. Nothing is free. You've heard of that. There's no such thing as a free lunch. Well, it's really true, and you don't have to be an economics expert to understand that. If I have to go into the city to play music work during those times, the people who hire me are going to have to add that to my fee. They have to pay me, otherwise I won't accept the job. Businesses are going to have to come into the city during rush hour always. They're not going to stop doing it because of this new program. So the monies that those extra rates surely will be passed down to the consumer like they always are. So let's see how this all plays out. It's going to happen. It's sad that it's going to happen. The MTA should be ashamed of themselves. The corruption and the use of this congestion fee to pay for their mismanagement and their cronyism and all the horrific things that must go on behind those closed doors. It's just a shame. And when I agree with Governor Phil Murphy and Congressman Josh Gottheimer, you know something is up. You know what I mean? Because that's just all people that know me know. But let's see how this all works out. This is Tony Sanatore signing off.